Welcome back, everybody. Hope you're having a good one here. We are out in the garden with Dave, the garden guy, talking about some of the things you need to do now, especially with the temperatures warming up in the afternoon.
And
we're talking about what? High
81,
70s.
you know, it's going to be really warm. And let me show you something that's amazing. In fact, my hollyhocks just started blooming. Folks, if you haven't put these in around your garden, we put a lot of them in here. In fact, they've started to become weeds out here. But here's one that's blooming in the middle of the winter. And this is very unusual for the type of temperature. So one thing I'm doing, of course, is lots of water. Bobby, going over to our lawn over there. We just hit it this morning with a little bit of fertilizer. That's very important this time of year, and a lot of water. Now, we're watering about every 3 to 5 days right now. I'm going to switch up to every 3 days because of the fact, well, with these warm type temperatures, it is really crucial that we stay on top of it, even with all the rain we've gotten right now. Don't miss a cycle, but there's a possibility it could do a little damage.
Right.
The other thing you want to worry about is basically the type of pruning you should be doing this time of year. And right over here, let me just have you step out, you'll see a little bit, this is the worst I could find out in the garden, but some of you got a lot more worse, is what you're looking at is a little bit of frost damage right there. You want to hold off on any type of pruning on any of those bougainvilleas, hibiscus, lantana, because that dead foliage really does a good job of insulating that plant, and believe it or not, it will freeze again. I can almost guarantee you.
What about roses?
Insulated. Roses you don't have to worry about. Okay. And what you want to do is you want to go ahead and just start thinking about pruning those roses back. In fact, this is crucial. This time of year, what we're looking at, and I just happen to have one right here as an example, is you want to start thinking about pruning these roses back into what we call a vase-shaped type formation. And this is a rose, we're just going to pretend like this guy's kind of growing out there. So we're going to go ahead and start pruning him back. And I want to show you one thing. Bobby, come on over here. You know what it looks like. Outward facing bud eye, and it's right there. And you want to be pruning back to those outward facing bud eyes at a 45-degree angle, and that will force growth out and not force growth into the plant itself, which will cause different types of fungi. And this is crucial when you're going ahead and think about pruning, especially in the desert Southwest. Once you got this guy pruned back, you can go ahead and leave him alone, give him a little bit of fertilizer, and you're on your way towards a beautiful rose come springtime.
And you should do that now.
You should be doing that now.
But that's the only thing to prune.
No, that's not. What you got is you got a lot of apple trees out there, and I found one that's got a little bit of a malady out here. We just started pruning our apple tree. Bobby, can you reach out and get that apple tree with your camera way back there? You can see how we pruned him back, and this is crucial, Ryan. A lot of your apples, your peaches, your plums, any of your deciduous type trees need to be pruned this time of year. And one we found with a little bit of fire blight. And folks, if you've seen this on your apple trees, this is crucial that you get it pruned back and get that fire blight out of the tree itself. And you'll see this on pyracantha. You'll see this on roses. You'll see this on apples. What we do, well, we go ahead and sterilize our pruners with a little bit of Clorox, about, well, 1 part Clorox to 10 part water, and we'll just dip our pruners, especially between plants, if not between the pruning cuts themselves, in this Clorox mix. It's very crucial because what happens is this type of disease will go ahead and transfer from plant to plant, including your roses, your apples, and they especially share diseases. So it's crucial that you go ahead and think about sterilizing those pruners. And this includes all the different types of plant material. Going over to our fig, we've cut him down quite a bit. You can see him back there. We've got a black mission fig back there. We prune those. We're pruning our blackberries right now. And of course, our cane type roses or our climbing type roses. And let me just show you what we're doing here. On our climbers, we showed you earlier, well, a different type of rose, which you call a tea rose. This is our climbing type roses. And climbing type roses required a little different pruning. And this is a reason. Anything or any type of canes that are 5 years or older need to be pruned out of the plant itself. This will encourage those beautiful blooms. So what we did is we went in and pruned this guy out. Obviously you want to be using gloves and sterilizing the pruners, and you're on your way. And that's pretty much the rule of thumb for those. But for your floribundas, your tea roses, you can look these all up. They all require a little bit different type of pruning. Now, one other thing, Bob, going back to our grapes back there, we want to show our grapes off because we've got them back there on our arbor. You can see them way back there, Ryan. And I've been working on those for a long time, but I've had a lot of people ask me. So when you prune them, you want an arbor type pruning, about 10 bud eyes per cane to really encourage larger type grapes. So Ryan, I know we'll probably be taking some calls, and I'll try to cover those grapes a little bit better later on.
Yeah, a lot of the information.
There's a lot of information. You can always get in my book.
Especially on just what to cut, what not to cut. Of course, your book. And then if you do have any other questions to clarify, go ahead and you can call in here in just a few minutes. But for right now, we're going to